Hey everybody!
You haven't put your arm around
I
me.
haven't. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
We actually get to see each other for a couple of hours today, so we're recording for you guys.
I can touch you.
So, with that, let's do our March TBR.
Yes.
It's weird saying March. I feel like these months are just flying by. But we have 15 books each that we're going to list on our TBR and see how many we can actually get to. Because
yes.
How many did you get to last month?
I'm so excited. I got 10 out of 15. And I also read The Fucking Wrong Date, which was on my January TBR, but she bumped the date to February. So I feel like that's a win for me too.
I got 5. And I'm happy. See, here's the deal, guys. We make these TBRs, and I think I've said this before, but there's this little part of me that wants to rebel against the TBR. And if it's, I'm like, I don't want to read it. I wrote it down. I don't want to read it. I don't know what it is. I try, but it is what it is. I'm trying so hard. Not as hard as Mandy.
It's your own TBR. That's what's funny about that.
I know, it's my own TBR. I know. So, all right, so I don't know where we were before the kids interrupted us, but my girls are here, her boys are here. It's a thing. Anyhow, it's a thing. Okay, so we are going to try to stick with our TBR, we being me, because obviously I can't, but we have 15 books each that
I'm doing it this month.
we're going to list. So let's get started. So, okay. Number 1 on my list.
But first.
Oh, yeah, I know that. You got to do that.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button because you want to win these books. These are Karen Crumpton's books. They are fantastic. Thank you so much, Karen, for helping us with this giveaway. Karen. And so when we hit 1,000 followers or subscribers, we will be giving away all those books to one lucky person. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on Instagram for an extra entry.
Did you see, we're going to go off the beaten path here. Did you see the picture this week of Karen and Grace McGinty? So you guys know that Grace McGinty and Karen, like Grace McGinty is one of my favorite authors, and Karen is one of our favorite authors together that we just love. And they were at a book signing in Australia. They both live in Australia, just in different areas, and they met up because of, like, they got to meet each other because of us this weekend. So I think it was not because of us, but because we talk about them, they met each other. They made it a point to get a picture together, which was so awesome. I was so giddy when I saw that they got to meet. So that was so cool. But, all right, you guys can see that if you're in Karen's, what's her Facebook group? Karen's Crazies? Crazy for Karen's books, or Crazy for Karen Crumpton.
It's Crazy with a K.
Yeah, Crazy with a K. So anyhow, that's where we are. Okay, so let's start talking. So the first book that I have on my list is one that I got for my birthday. A lot of these I got the physical books for my birthday, but this is The Ever King. It is by L.J. Andrews. It is the start of a series. I think there's 3 books. I could be wrong. It could be more. I'm not sure. But the audio, so this book is out, but the audio is released on the 5th of March. And this is a fantasy romance, but it's piratey. It's piratey. And I am all about some fantasy pirates. Dude, I'm all about the pirates. So this is on my TBR. I will be listening to this one.
All right.
What do you got?
Okay, this is one that came out February 26th, and I stumbled upon it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this sounds fantastic. So it is on my March TBR. It's called The Surrogate by Penelope Wood.
That's on my... I had that too, and I was like, okay, only one of us needs to put that on there, but I am so excited for that.
Yes. So she is a surrogate, and he reluctantly gave his sperm basically to his in-laws, who convinced him that on his wife's deathbed, she wanted nothing more than to have his baby, basically. So they're like, we're going to get a surrogate. We'll raise the baby. We just need your contribution. And he reluctantly agrees to this. But then it sounds like he might become pretty invested in the surrogate.
Yeah, it said that he starts to fall for the surrogate.
So
Penelope, do not let us down. I do not want a 70% breakup in this book.
Oh. Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, okay.
Anyhow, you ruined my high.
I'm sorry, but I'm so ready for this book. The audio comes out on the same day as the book, too.
Oh, cool.
So, because I've already pre-ordered the audio. Okay, so then the next book I have, which is another new release, this one will release on the 7th of March. This is Blitz by Devaney Perry. This is the second book in her Treasure State Wildcats. These are all football romances, but this is a forbidden small town football romance. So this is where the coach falls in love with a student. I applied for the ARC for this, but apparently there were so many people applying for the ARC that they were just overwhelmed with it.
What about Coach? Isn't that in the same series?
Yeah, Coach is the first book in the series, and that's a second chance.
That's a different coach than the coach?
Yeah, he must be like an assistant coach or something.
Okay.
Maybe. And she's a student at the college. It's a college, but it's still professor or coach.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's still forbidden. So that's top of my list.
Okay.
What else you got?
Mine is one that I've been waiting for a while to come out, so I'm so excited. March 11th, Kay Webster's The Law of Deceit comes out. This is Dempsey and Sloane's book. Sloane is Dempsey's mom's best friend and also a police officer in the town. He's still in high school the last we saw him, so unless something's changed, I'm assuming he's still pretty young.
I should be getting my ARC for that any day now.
So excited.
Yay! Okay, so the next book, I have a confession.
I'm glaring at you.
Why? Because I get the ARC? Sorry. I have a confession. Are you ready to listen?
Tell me your sins.
No, I don't want to do that. But I will tell you that there, believe it or not, there is an Ice Planet Barbarian book that I have not read. And that is Gale's Family. Now, this is a novella. It's in the middle of it. This is a part of the Ice Home series. It's like the 4th book. Because it's a novella and there's never been audio for it, when I love to listen to Ruby's on audio, I have never read this one. But the audio comes out on the 12th of March. So I'll be reading this. So this is about Gale. She is the only woman who has come to the Ice Planet who is past her childbearing years. She can't have kids.
Ooh.
And you know that's what they want. They want the babies. But there is a little baby that we see earlier in this spinoff, because this is a spinoff in the first book, which is Lauren's Barbarian. When the barbarians come from their island, there is a baby that's been abandoned there. The tribe takes care of the baby, but the baby doesn't have a mama. And so that's the kind of stuff that happens here. So, all right. I've seen her throughout the whole series, so we're cool. So yeah.
Okay, my next book comes out March 12th. It's Pam Godwin's I actually didn't write the title down. The Hills of
Shivers and Shadows.
I was gonna say snow instead of shadows. Okay.
Okay.
Totally want to read that. If you've watched our channel, you know Jessica got to be a beta reader for it, so she's been taunting me.
I'm sorry.
And you guys as well with this
Just
book.
go get it.
That we can finally read it on March 12th. So this is like, it's weird because Pam Godwin, without even knowing Jessica, basically wrote a book just for Jessica. It's Alaska, done right. There will be no maiden wearing in July. Jessica and I actually got in an argument, and I was pulling out photographs of my mom in Alaska in July wearing a sweater. And I was like, we got in this big debate, like a friendly argument. I make it sound like we were really
but
fighting.
No.
But I'm like, no, my mom wore a sweater. My mom lived in Alaska for like 10 plus years, I think. And we went to Alaska with her.
But she hadn't been back to Alaska for
she was
30 years, 40 years.
Sweaters in July. There's one where she's wearing a sweater, a fleece coat, and a wig.
She was in her 70s.
So I'm like, my mom is an Alaskan, and here she is wearing a sweater.
She wasn't acclimated to Alaska's climate anymore.
Anyways, I know. So tourists, like, there's the Helena Hunting book where you freaked out because she wore mittens on the plane.
Because she was from Washington. Nobody wears mittens on the plane.
But that was part of her funny character. She was like...
No. Anyhow, next. Hills of Shivers and Shadows. You need to go get it.
You just hijacked mine.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go. Okay. Finish.
So it's Alaska done right.
Yeah.
There's some hot guys in it.
There are some hot guys in it.
I'm assuming.
Not too many. Not too many. Just a couple.
And there's a kidnapping.
There's a kidnapping.
And that's about all I know. But
in the
I'm
Arctic
excited
Circle,
to
wilderness,
read it.
You gotta survive. It's awesome.
Jessica said it's fantastic. And the rest of the trilogy is coming out like just like a couple months behind each book, right?
Yeah, I don't have the dates yet because Pam hasn't thrown them out there. But I do know, like, I will be getting the second book to beta read here in March. Now I got the first one to beta read in January with the book coming out in March. So I'll be getting this thing to beta read in March. So I would think probably May-ish, and then the other one will probably come out at the end of summer, but they should come out consecutively. I don't know. Don't quote me on those dates. That's just my speculation from what I know.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. What's up?
Okay. So now that you have mentioned that one, then we're going to talk about mine, which is, I can't tell you the title. I know the title, but I can't tell you the title. It is the second book in this series of Pam Godwin's. I should be getting it any day now. And the first book was over 700 pages. I haven't heard how long this one is, but I'm assuming it's just as long. And I am so excited. I cannot, like, that book has plagued me ever since I finished reading it because it ends on a massive cliffhanger for one, but it was just that good. It was just that good that I can't forget it. Like, I can't forget. I can't move on. Be prepared to have a major book hangover with this book, but I'm dying for the next book. So I should be getting it. Pam said she'd be messaging me in early March, so I should be getting that any day now, and I'll let you guys know how amazing that is once I read it. Okay, what's your next one?
My next one is one I have been waiting for since like October when the last book came out. It is number 9 in the Perfectly Imperfect series. It's called Darkest Sins. This is Nira and Kai. We see Kai badly, like he's in really bad condition. Was it 2 or 3 books ago? A few books ago.
Must be 2 because I don't remember a Kai and I haven't read the last 2.
I think it was in the last book.
No, the second. I haven't read the last 2.
I think it's in the.
I haven't read the Burn.
I feel like there was a book there before we see him. Anyways, when we saw Kai, he was badly beaten, like
maybe it wasn't
chained, starved. It could be, and I'm just like not remembering because I know I've just been waiting.
We've seen him before.
Okay. It sounds like he is protecting her from like the shadows or something and won't show himself and let her know who he is, and she wants to know who he is. That's what I kind of got from the blurb. I could be totally wrong. I really don't even care what the book is about. I cannot wait to read it.
It's a part of the Perfectly Imperfect series. It's Neva Altai. Yes. We're going to be reading it.
If you have not read the Perfectly Imperfect series, you are totally missing out. Go read it. It is like one of my favorite series.
Definitely. 100%. Okay, so the next one I have read this book. You guys, if you've seen our videos from last year, you know that this series was like my number 3 for the year last year. And it is the Third Storm trilogy, or the Storms is what they call it, but this is the Third Storm trilogy, but this is The Final Storm by Liz Hamilton. The audio comes out on the 27th of February. So I will be listening to it again, or for the first time, but the series, it's post-apocalyptic. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was really intense and it was high action through the whole series, but this is number 2 out of the 3. And I think the third audio will come out not too long after that, but can't wait to read that or listen to that, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So my next book is, because I was behind in the Chestnut Springs series, I got myself almost caught up. So this will complete the series for me. It's book number 5 by Elsie Silver. It's called Hopeless. This is Beau's book. Beau is 35 and I don't want to give anything away. Some stuff has happened to Beau. I'll leave it at that. And he meets a 22-year-old virgin who, because of some family reputations and stuff, and because of his prying family into his life, they agree to be fake fiancés. But as we always know, that fake relationships, things start to happen. I love a good fake relationship trope, so I'm very excited about this. I know Beau's book was what everybody was kind of waiting for. I've heard the series concludes well, and it did not disappoint. I hope that is true. I'm very excited for that one.
Okay, so this is for March, and we all know that St. Patrick's Day happens in March. And don't worry, guys, we will be giving you a St. Patrick's Day list, like a books to read. We will have a video that comes out before St. Patrick's Day with some books. So,
oh, this is Cora Riley.
Mm-hmm. So on St. Patrick's Day, I plan, since we will be giving you recommendations, but I won't get to this before to have this in our recommendation. I already have mine set up. I'm going to be reading Dangerous Innocence by Cora Riley. This is her first book in a new series. It came out about a year ago or so. And this is Irish Mafia. And I know it's a sister trying to protect another sister. And then I'm assuming there's a marriage situation that happens in here. But it is Irish Mafia. So this is my plan for St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. So just a side note, we did our notes and planning separately. Mm-hmm. So this is by complete coincidence that my next book is an Irish book.
I got one. Have you read it's the one about the secret baby?
I have not read that one.
I have it coming. It's one of Sienna Blake's. It's one of her Irish Kiss ones.
Yeah, I've read the first couple. Professor's Irish Kiss is the first one. I read Fighter's Kiss and Professor's Kiss.
Yeah, this comes a little bit later, I think.
Yeah. Then there's...
It's actually in the house waiting for me.
Another one, and this is, I think, book 5.
Okay.
So my brother's... I just hit myself. My Brother's Girl, which is part of the Irish Kiss that you just heard Jessica and I talking about, series by Sienna Blake. So this is Darren and Kaylee. Kaylee has a hysterical meet cute with Darren's brother, and they end up together in like this kind of crazy whirlwind romance. And then she meets Darren. Darren is very closed off. Something's happened to him, so he's kind of just closed off from everything and is not really living. And Kaylee kind of gets thrown into his world, and they're both very... like they feel like the chemistry attraction, but how does that work? Because it's his brother's girl.
It's his brother's girl.
So very excited about that one.
Yep. All right. So that was all of my releases that I think I have on here.
You were like tapping out already. And I'm like, we're only on
Oh no, I'm wrong. I have one more. I forgot one. I have one more. I totally skipped over it. Ruby Tears by Pepper Winter comes out on the 12th of March, the same day as Pam Godwin's book, but I've already read that one, so
you're good.
I'm good. So I applied for the ARC. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but this is, like I said, it comes out on the 12th. From what I can tell, it's a new duet that she's got coming out. And it is about our heroine who gets sold by her boyfriend to someone else. And that's all that I really saw. Like, I just saw that in the first paragraph of the blurb, and I was like, yep, gonna go sign up. Because I love Pepper Winters. She wrote Unseen Messages, and she wrote several series that I like that I've read before that are very popular. So I'm excited for this one. Okay.
My next one is Tethered Souls by Beth Flynn. This may have been on my TBR before. I don't know.
You got a glare.
But it's on my TBR now. So this is like, you could almost call it like a second generation because this is the kids. So we have Mimi and Christian. Mimi...
I'm dying for this book.
Family is basically like moved completely away. And Christian decides that he's going to go after Mimi. And in one of the... last book, I think, in the 9 Minutes trilogy, he says that my dad took my mom. I'm going to do like basically the same thing. So I'm assuming he's going to go after her and take her. I don't know, but I'm very excited. Yeah. Beth Flynn has not let me down yet. So I am excited to read it.
I'm dying. Plus, this is the daughter to our couple from the first 3 books. So how's that going to go? I'm like so excited for this.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the next book that I have is Sugarwood by Bryn Ford. If you guys remember, Bryn Ford wrote the Ember Glen series, which was my number one for January that I absolutely loved. So this is a book of hers that it's been out for a little while, but it is a Hansel and Gretel retelling, or like a reimagining. So I want to try that one.
I really like retellings.
I do if they're done right. And I know that I loved her writing. I read a couple of books of hers. I read those 3 plus another one, and I like her writing. So I'm anxious to see if this is any good.
Cool. Okay, I have Unfixable by Tessa Bailey. This is an older book, but I want to read it. Willa is basically, we find out she's heartbroken, and so she decides to go to Dublin to basically find her snarky self again. And she meets Shane. Shane's dad has passed away, which has forced him to give up racing temporarily to come back. And he's trying to fix up this hotel to sell that will set up basically his mom and his sister. And then he can go back to what he wants to do. well, Willa is staying at the hotel, so we can just see that these two worlds are going to collide. We'll see how that works out.
Okay. All right. So the next book that I have on my list is The Fabric of Our Souls. I got this for my birthday. And I know it's really dark. Everybody who's reading it, I'm seeing such good reviews for it, so please don't let me down. These are not on TikTok. These are all in my reading group, so I can kind of trust these. There's a very small blurb on the back, and I'm just going to read it to you so that you can understand what this is about. Sorry. It says, I'm 26 years old and I want to die. It's dark, obviously, guys. It's very, very dark. Waking up alive in the hospital with my brother weeping over me is the moment that everything changes. He has me committed to Harlow Sanctum, an unusual rehabilitation center with unorthodox methods and a storied past. There, I meet my roommate, a man with cruel eyes and a sense of humor even more morbid than my own. We're strangely drawn to each other. I crave death, he craves life. Can two people like us cure each other? Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah, right up my alley.
Okay. My next book is a Belle.
Oh, I love this book. Don't get fingerprints on it.
I know. Oh, it's not Belle.
It's
Mystic. Sorry. But it was like a...
I have the original. You have the second cover that you could
purchase it. But isn't it pretty? So this is... It just came not too long ago. Tilly Cole's Sick... I just don't want our channel to get messed up.
In trouble.
Okay, so this is about, you've already read this. I've not read it. It's Heathen, obviously, since it's on my TBR. Heathen and Ellis.
No.
How do you say her name?
Oh, Ellis. He calls her Dolly. Is it his name Ellis? No, his name is Heathen. See, these names, I get confused. Ellis to me is like a boy's name. But it's her name.
But it says on the back Ellis. Like
Ellis and Shaw and Heathen James. So yes, you're sorry. I'm sorry. I was wrong. You're right. I'm sorry.
Mark this down. Jessica admitted to being wrong.
I just think of her as Dolly because he calls her Dolly.
Okay, so they're besties as kids, and then according to the back of the book, they're ripped apart by the sick cruelty of others. And then 11 years later, he comes back for revenge and to get her. I'm excited.
It's very, very.
I won't be reading that copy though, because
no, you don't want to crack that open.
Yeah.
No.
When it came and you can see these little spots, I'm like, what's that? And then I realized it was part of the book.
Part of the cover. Yeah. No, it's very, very dark. Okay. So the next one I have is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. You loved this one. I'm seeing it get a lot of hype on TikTok right now. And probably because of Fourth Wing, which was, Fourth Wing was okay. I didn't read the second book. I really don't care. But this one is, Mandy loved it. That's why I chose it. Not because it's on TikTok right now. I just need that put out there. But this is, isn't it? His friend writes letters. There's letters being written. It's military.
It's the last letter. So
the last letter from the brother is from the brother, right?
The brother writes a letter to, it's his last letter. So if something happens to him, it goes to this person. So yeah, the letter goes to his best friend.
Okay.
And he instructs his best friend to take care of his sister who's
That's it,
going through
a hard time.
Lot.
Yeah, so it's on my TBR. It's actually on my Kindle. The audio is even downloaded on my Kindle. I just haven't read it yet. It's been there for a very long time. Sweet. We're talking years. All right.
Okay, so my next book is called Who's Your Daddy by Lauren Rowe. Max runs it, I don't know, I think they're at a bar and he ends up hooking up with this older woman named Marnie. They go back to his house, and the next morning he's making breakfast and she sees something, a photograph, and she freaks out because she realizes that Max is her ex's son. So she runs out of there, and then apparently a year later they see each other again.
All right.
Some chemistry.
Well, hopefully it's good because that sounds yummy.
So.
Okay, so the next book I have is a new release. It released at the end of February, and it is A La Folie. It's quite it's hard. I have to pretend that I actually know what I'm saying here. And it is by Nova Cain. Now this is a very Nova Cain. And this is a dark romance. It is set in a circus, and she's been promoting it in one of my books, in one of my my reading groups that I'm in. And it's supposed to be very, very dark.
A circus theme setting could either be like really good
Or really bad.
or really corny.
The people who've read the arcs are just saying it's amazing.
Raving
so
about it?
yeah,
That's good.
So it's on my list. So it's out now.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a weird theme happening in a few books here. So this is Daddy's Angel by K.A. Knight. Lexi's boyfriend cheats on her, so how better to get revenge than to sleep with his dad. So that's all I know, basically. It's a little bit longer than like a Katie Roberts book, so I'm hoping that it's going to have some plot and not just be... Like, I don't mind reading a smut book, but I'm hoping, like, this read, I'm looking for, like, more of a plot than just a smut read.
All right. My next book is Almost Like You
Finally.
by Karen Crompton. Finally. Sorry, Karen.
And this is one of the books that you can win.
It is. It's one of the books that you can win when you follow us on our Road to 1K giveaway. That's a mouthful. But this one is one that I haven't read yet. Mandy got me the physical copy for my birthday. Thanks, Mandy.
You're welcome.
This one is a heroine who is escaping an abusive situation. She ends up on this guy's farm. It's Grumpy. He's grumpy, right? It's Grumpy Sunshine, or at least grumpy. He's grumpy. So he's in a bad mood. I like those guys who are in a bad mood. I don't like my husband in a bad mood, but I like these guys in a bad mood. So I'm gonna read that.
That's sad why he's in a bad mood.
Well, I'll find out when I read the book. Why? And when he can justify his bad mood. Okay.
My next one is another pretty special edition. Second Chance Contract by M. Robinson. So this is Autumn and Julian. Julian builds this like empire. He's super rich, but he doesn't have the best like reputation. They want to like, his board wants to soften his image a little bit. So they hire this girl to help with that, and it turns out she is his best friend's little sister, and according to the back of the book, the last time he saw her, he broke her heart.
Okay. I've read it before, yeah. I know.
Should I read it?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So the next book I have is one that was recommended by one of our readers, and since I haven't been home, I haven't been able to look through and see who it was, but this was somebody's like favorite read that they've read so far this year, and whoever that was, I'm so sorry. I know, like, I have the list of names in my head, and I'm like, I think it's nope, I don't know. So I don't want to just say it if I'm wrong, but for whoever posted that, thank you. I'm going to put this on my list. So this is Maestro by Aiden Dar. Is it Dar? Dar? What my handwriting was sloppy there. So this is just because she said it was her favorite read so far. I'm on it. It's going down as a favorite for them, so I'm gonna read it. But he is the maestro. She is his muse, and that's all I know. There's some music involved. That's it. I don't need to know anything else. So we're gonna read it.
Okay.
Okay.
My next one is Keep This Promise by Corinne Michaels. This is part of the Rose Canyon. Was that the name of the series? They live in Rose Canyon. I feel like that's the name of the series. Anyway, on her husband's deathbed, they live in Britain at the time, and on her husband's deathbed, he tells her, he basically demands that she has to go back to Rose Canyon, and this is where their daughter's biological dad, he's tracked her down, and he says, you need to go here. And apparently he's been up to some shady stuff, and some people are going to be coming for her.
And the dad, the kid's dad, they had a one-night stand. She never could get a hold of him to tell him that he's the dad.
So she goes there and finds him. But whatever was going on with her husband is going to push her into possibly needing to go on the run. So I'm excited to read it.
All right. So the next book that I have is Possessing Eden by Izzy Sweet and Sean Moriarty. I think this is number 7 in her Disciples series. I think there's one in between the one that I read this month and then this one. It skips. But this guy's crazy, and I want the crazy guy. So she is a mom. She's got kids, or at least a baby, and there's something happens with the husband. I don't know if they kill the husband or whatever because it's kind of mafia. And then the dude takes her and like automatically is like, that's my baby now. And apparently there's some funny parts where he tries to take care of the baby and he's got no clue what he's doing. But this
sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on
You just want to take that. I'm going to need that back to read it, but okay. So that is on my list. I'm really loving this series. I mean, I'm kind of skipping around because you can read them as standalones, but I'm loving the Disciple series. Mandy's reading the back of the book. I've seen, I don't know if that'll be in there. It's on their TikTok page though.
Question. Do you have to read them in order?
No. You might understand. I would read the first one just so you understand who Lucifer is, but you don't have to.
Okay.
So. Okay.
All right. My next book is a Corinne Michaels book, too. It's Tempting Promises. It showed up actually on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, this sounds really good. I'm going to throw it on my TBR. So this just came out February 22nd. Rowan and Charlotte, this are like enemies. So this is enemies to lovers. They're both vying for a contract that would save her family farm. I'm assuming she wants to save the family farm and he probably does not want to. And that's where the enemies portion comes in. But she gets hurt when she's hiking on some remote hiking trails. And Rowan comes and ends up being the one to rescue her. But it sounds like they maybe are stranded in the woods together. And maybe they have to do things to keep warm. I don't know.
All right.
I'm excited to read it.
Okay.
But I really want to read Possessing. So good.
Okay.
Gonna write my slow note.
Well, in the first book in the Disciple series, the girl's husband owes him money, so he breaks into their house in the middle of the night when they're sleeping in bed and he's like, your wife and kids are mine now. And he takes them, and those are his kids.
Wow.
From then on out. So, just saying. Okay. So, that one has audio. The first 3 books have audio, but after that, other ones don't. Okay. So, the last book that I have on my list is...
Oh, you did grab your copy.
I did. Is Pretty Monster. And Maddie, one of my books came with like a crinkle in here in the corner, and I messaged Amazon, or I sent back to Amazon. I was like, oh, it's damaged. So they sent me a new one, but they didn't want me to return the other one. So Maddie,
I get the crinkly
She
book.
gets a little crinkle. Sorry, she gets
totally
a free crinkle book. But anyhow, so this is Pretty Monster. It's by Sheridan Ann. This is a dark stalker romance. I've seen it around. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that the heroine who is being stalked is attracted to her stalker. Like, she loves the feelings that the stalker is invoking in her. And so she is addicted to her stalker. So it sounds like a pretty messed up situation. And you guys know me in messed up situations in books. So there we go. Okay. All right. What's your last one?
My last one is one that you read. And this was something somebody commented on, right? And I ordered it because I'm like, ooh, that
one
sounds
of our readers
good.
told our story.
And then you actually read it, and we didn't realize, like, it's just a coincidence. So it is The Five by Lily White. And Jessica basically told me not to know what it's
go in blind.
So this is Rainy, and then she has a psychologist, Justin, and it says on the back that there's love, loss, and murder. So
yeah, it's very twisted. You don't go in blind. You don't even need to know their name. Just read it.
I'm excited.
Check triggers, but triggers could give away things. So just be careful, but go in blind. But just know it is dark. It is dark. There's stuff in there.
So I now ended up with 16 books on my TBR.
No, I started. Oh, 16 because you put Possessing Aiden on there. You just need to start with the first one. Stealing Amy is the first one. She writes it down. All right, guys. So you thought you were done with us. We thought we were wrapping it up, but psych, we're not done. Surprise! Surprise! So when Mandy and I got together yesterday to film our videos for the week, we were so excited to be physically together that we forgot to do the drawing that we had offered up to you guys last week during our banned, taboo, and forbidden video. So Mandy, what were they offered? What do they win?
Okay. So Karen Crompton reached out to us, and she wanted to give somebody the ebook of Echoes of Hem. So I cannot apparently hold this correctly today.
On the other side, stick it up
there.
You go.
There. Now I can handle it. Apparently holding books on that side does not work for me. So Karen is going to gift somebody Echoes of Hem, the ebook. And all you had to do was comment on our banned, taboo, and forbidden Rex, which I think Jessica's already said.
Yes, I did.
So we have all the names in our wheel of names. So let's go ahead.
See if this works. Let's do this. This is the first time using wheel of names. So
yeah, we'll see. Normally we do the paper drawing.
Just because we don't know if it's going to show up right on the screen.
But okay, here we go.
Okay. Oh, the suspense. Like, oh, yes.
Can you see it from there, Jessica?
Everybody can see that I'm not wearing makeup. Yes.
Okay.
It was
Who was our winner?
Can you put it all? I can't read that. Push it closer. all Allie Grab Prince 94. What does that say? Allie? Allegra Prince 94. Good Lord. I'm so bad with the names. Obviously.
Wow. Okay, yeah, maybe next time you should do the wheel of names and I'll read it.
Okay, so I have a confession. When I'm at work, we go live on Instagram and I work for a friend of mine and she sells her stuff, right? And we have to call out their names when they get the claim on the items that we have. And they're always the names like that, right? Where they're all smooshed together. I am a mess. I'm going to tell you right now, I can never get anybody's name right. Ever. I don't see it until like hours later. I just can't figure it out.
Well, hopefully your name's Allegra. Congratulations. Please email us at bestybookreviews@gmail.com. Please email us. We will go back after this video comes out and tag you as well in the other one to make sure you get a hold of us. And we will put you in contact with Karen so you can get your ebook.
Perfect. All right. So let's go back to wrapping up the video and we'll see you guys later.
All right, guys, so that is our TBR for the month of March. We'll see how many of these we can cross off by the month.
You feel like a winner if you get one?
I feel like a wiener if I got one. A wiener.
You have like a whole bunch of physical copies here. I'm going to hope that you can do it.
I think so. Okay.
Okay, tell us what's on your TBR for March. Let us know so we can add more books to ours as well. And make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.